Happy Thursday. It's totally Thursday. I'm rushing the week, my goodness gracious. We were just chatting about projects and was thinking about Thursday already. But I'm Megan and it is totally you today, Tuesday. And we're in the boutique of the Novitas Spa Medical Rejuvenation Clinic. And I don't know if you had the opportunity yesterday to see, or you can go back to Facebook, but the Motivation Monday quote, so to speak. But it was an acronym about heart. And I went to participated, I should say, in a program this weekend. And hi, Clinton. So nice to have you with us. Thanks so much for joining us. And so this weekend, which was Father's Day weekend, I was in this workshop, I should say not clinic, but workshop. And one of the key words that was used was heart. And the acronym is honesty and accountability, being real, H-E-A, accountability, enthusiasm, H-E, yes, enthusiasm, accountability, being real, and total permission to feel. But I want to talk today and combine, hi Katie, hope you're feeling better. I think that I'm hoping that this is a sign that you're feeling better. So, and thank you for joining me on Totally You today, Tuesday. I said earlier before you joined us, I said totally today, Thursday. I'm already rushing the week with projects and things of that nature, so you know what I'm talking about there. But I want to talk about H, the first letter of heart, honesty. And I'm going to tie it together with Father's Day and also with the blog I wrote last night that's on the website, Megan's Beauty Blog. And it's about men, basically. That men, and by the, the bottom line, dads it doesn't mean that you have a child or not, and parenting, but hello Devona, it's Megan here saying hello, thank you for joining us. But it's not saying that, it's just like Mother's Day. It's just an acknowledgement of the day of really giving. People that give to everyone every day is a mother and a father, and so it's honoring not only today, but what I wrote, on Sunday, that it's about everyone who shares and cares. And so that's what I wrote in the blog last night about men, that, and back to honesty or honest, is that we all need to take care of ourselves. And I shared a funny story, well, funny, I don't know, but an interesting story or a humorous story about my own dad. And my father was always a dapper guy, just always, pocket square, ascot, just a really cool dude. And he cared about how he looked, and he really was a man of the moment, meaning he went into Manhattan in business every day, and he just paid attention to people and tried to be the best he could be. So fast forward to when he was in his late 80s, and my sister Mary was remarrying, and she was having a wedding. And so my father, whatever prompted this thought, I have no idea, never asked him, but he decided to grow a mustache. And so he got to New Jersey, and the mustache had grown in, and it was great. Well, what did he think? He was in his late 80s. So he had me and my daughters go with him to a drugstore, and he bought mascara. I mean, he didn't have time to have a professional color job work done on his mustache. So he took that mascara, that was his bright idea, to take that, and he brushed it through his mustache. And he felt much more confident and much more together and much more Ray, to me, not really, but with this mustache that he had never had in his life. But it was something that he wanted to do for himself. It's like getting lash extensions or microblading, as a woman, just things that you want to do for yourself, or of course, facials and other things. So, I want to give you guys permission to be honest with yourself, just like Ray was honest with himself and said, you know what, I want to look great for my daughter Mary's wedding, and I am growing this mustache But then, as I said, he was not pleased with the overall look, so he then took it in his own hands to embellish it. And actually, it looked pretty good, meaning with his little color job there with the mascara. So it is, you know, honestly, what we say every day at Novitas Spa, we're here to be the facilitator. And hi, Mitch, welcome to Totally You Today, Thursday. I'm so excited about that. There's a lot of gentlemen here, and I was just sharing about my dad and his journey with being the best he could be at all times. Actually, to the last moment he took a breath. Ray Martino dressed that morning, and he was at my sister Mary's home, and he cared about how he looked each and every day before he went home to be with his beloved Wilma. And you'll see those pictures on not only the blog on the website, but also on Facebook that we did on Sunday, Father's Day. And it's a picture that was taken in the late 50s. And someone said, what was the occasion for the hat? But I grew up a Catholic, and in those days, every Sunday you wore a hat. But I do believe it was right after Easter in the spring that picture was taken. That's why it says spring 1958. But it's my mom and my dad. And you can see in that photo that he was a dapper guy and really cared about how he presented himself. But it was much more than how he looked. You know, I got to know my father. I worked with him. As I shared, he was one of my first and lifelong mentors in my business career. And I got to know him as a colleague later on as I worked for him in the early 80s to the latter 80s before I moved to Texas. And I got to know him professionally. And he was a creative guy. I mean, that was really his you know, his real passion and his talent, that always was looking at ways to create and make people and the world a better place. He actually invented tissue end papers. So maybe you guys have had a perm. Back in the 80s, many men did. But it protects the ends from perm solution when you have a perm. And so my grandfather, Albert DiMartino, was a barber as an adult. And he was an Italian immigrant. And he always loved doing ladies' hair and styling and coloring. And so when he opened his own barbershop, this is probably in the 30s, he had an area for female services, salon services. And then after, you know, barbering became somewhat obsolete with straight razor and the like, he converted that to a salon. But my dad had the opportunity to help in the salon, I guess at that time the salon, and observing perming. And he then saw his dad using cloth in those days to roll the ends and to protect the hair. And so after the war, my dad got a job in sales with a large paper company, and one of the products he was selling was wet strength tissue to hospitals. But he said, I bet this would work for perming. So he was always, as Sharon Lecter says, solve a problem, serve a need. And that boy was solving a problem and serving a need. And I could go on and on about that. But I then, in the 80s, worked with my father and that business and created with him quite a few products that are still in the marketplace. But that's for another show. But I wanted to share about you guys, that, you know, be honest with yourself. If you said, man, I really want to take care of these crow's feet. Man, my skin is dry. I have red patches. I need to look at that. You know, you've gone to the derm and the derm has said, and you had a skin check, and the derm said, oh no, you just have rosacea. We have things to help with that. Home care products and treatments that really will work together. So don't just say these things are for women. You know, we say that Novitas Spa clinical products are for anyone from 8 to 108 who has skin. You have to have skin, because that epidermis needs to be worked with. It needs to be cleansed, it needs to be exfoliated, it needs to be hydrated, and it needs to be protected. It's just like brushing your teeth and flossing your teeth. Home care for the skin is vital. And then treatments are like going to the dentist, having your teeth professionally cleaned. And so you're doing the two synergistically together, home care and then treatments that work together to create the greatest results for you. So remember Ray DiMartino and his desire to be the best he could be. Now, if Ray were still with us, I assure you he would be a spa goer at the Novitas Spa and Medical Rejuvenation Clinic. Really, 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 I know that. So just go within and think about what you would like, not just a massage, which is very important. We have an infrared sauna, a wonderful European style steam room. I did a Facebook post today about crepey skin, dry skin. It's how, you look down and say, ooh, the skin, that crosshatch, and that's collagen breakdown. But again, you don't have to just live with it. We do treatments and we have products that work back together. And the first step is coming for a Salt Glow body polish. We should have that, just like, remember that dental analogy, we should have that quarterly. Your back is itchy, you're rubbing it against the wall. That is dry skin, dead skin cells building up from cell turnover, and there's no place for it to go, so it just builds up and your skin becomes very dry. You can put the most hydrating ingredient on the planet on it, but it's just going to lubricate the top layer of the skin, whether it's on your legs, your arms, your back, your chest, what have you. So come, and this is not just for guys, this is for anyone, women. So get that summer glow on, get that summer readiness, and come and have a Salt Glow body polish. We have an extraordinary value with our summer renewal package, which has a massage and a Salt Glow body polish and other pieces to it as well. Great value. So like us on Facebook, you obviously are because you're here, but really just go and see those specials and call us, set up that appointment, and we'd love to serve you for all your skincare, body care needs. So, be honest with yourself and take care of those needs. Things that have been bugging you and saying, whether it's, your belly fat, to on and on and on, I could go on, to regenerative medicine, my story of instead of having surgery, had stem cell therapy and have a new me, on and on and on. We're a hybrid, we're a luxury day spa, clinical skincare, medical wellness spa. We have, other than hair services and manicure pedicures, we really cover the gamut. So we will see you soon, and have a blessed day, and see you Thursday on Totally You Today Thursday. Be blessed.